Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Stan's third webinar of the semester. Today we'll be talking a little bit about the Elie Wiesel Genocide and Atrocities Prevention Act and our associated campaign, Pledge Kappa Kappa. Many of you guys might know me and our two field organizers, but my name's Farida Atefa. I'm Stan's National Outreach Coordinator. I'm mostly in contact with new chapters, and then Harleen and Ugo can introduce themselves.
I'm Harleen. I am the field organizer for high school chapters.
Ugo, I think, or
you're on mute?
Yeah. Hey, I'm Ugo. I'm the field organizer for college chapters.
Awesome. So yeah, like I said, we'll be talking about Kappa and our campaign today. So I'll go ahead and show you guys my screen. Can you guys see my screen? Yes. Okay. Let me. So first thing, why is it? Sorry guys, I'm having some technical difficulties. Okay. I don't know what just happened. Sorry guys for the technological difficulties. I'm not sure what exactly is going on. But I guess we can just proceed with the presentation this way. So we'll start out with some legislation information, so specific information about the Elie Wiesel Genocide and Atrocities Prevention Act, which basically will strengthen the ability of the U.S. to prevent and respond to genocide and mass atrocities worldwide. It institutionalizes the Mass Atrocities Task Force, which basically allows for a specific task force that focuses on genocide and mass atrocities, and it's comprised of multiple government agencies to coordinate kind of a whole government approach to genocide prevention. It also authorizes the Complex Crisis Fund, which provides funding to prevent and respond to emerging or unforeseen complex crises overseas, including urgent humanitarian, political, social, or economic challenges that threaten stability in any country or region. It also requires early warning training for Foreign Service officers to be able to track and recognize the signs of genocides and mass atrocities and conflicts as they occur. So Ugo will talk a little bit about the Pledge Kappa Kappa campaign.
Yeah. So in order to show our support of the Elie Wiesel Genocide and Atrocities Prevention Act, Stan has come up with a campaign called Pledge Kappa Kappa. Some of you guys may have known about it already through our emails, but essentially, Pledge Kappa Kappa is going to be a multi-angle approach to letting our Congress people know that we support the Elie Wiesel Genocide and Atrocities Prevention Act. So first and foremost, we're going to be trying to do a Pledge Kappa Kappa photo campaign, and as you can tell by the little logo there, It's kind of like Greek life themed and centered. And so we're going to try, well, I guess you guys as chapters will try to partner up with fraternities or other clubs and organizations, or even just like you guys as a chapter. And you guys are going to, I guess, like take pictures and like kind of like Greek, like frat or sorority themed pictures. And then you guys can post them on social media and stuff to just show your support. We've also developed a Facebook overlay. And so basically, after you pledge Kappa Kappa through the photo campaign, you can, and actually after you pledge Kappa Kappa through the photo campaign and sign the petition, we also have a petition. And that's something that we're going to try and get spread around. I'm going to tell you guys how in a little bit. But so after you guys do those two things, you guys can update your Facebook or photo to show that you've pledged Kappa Kappa. It's a really cool photo overlay for your profile picture, and I definitely recommend you check it out. And so, as I mentioned, it's kind of like reaching out to sororities and fraternities because this is like a really easy bill to get behind. This is a really good way to reach out to your network of like other clubs and organizations, especially Greek life on campus. And it kind of goes along with the theme. Like, I'm sure that especially in college chapters, like it's going to be, there's a lot of like fraternities and sororities that would be willing to do this just because it's such a marketable cause, I guess. And so Stand is also going to be hosting a Rush Kappa Kappa week, which is going to consist of like a schedule of like writing op-eds, well, publishing your op-ed. We're going to try and coordinate op-ed days, maybe like spreading flyers around, stuff like that. Throughout a week, we'll get you guys more details as like our official Rush Week day comes out. But if you guys want to do Rush Week earlier because it doesn't match with your schedule, we can definitely send that information to you guys individually as a chapter. And so I mentioned the petition earlier. The petition is kind of like the highlight of this campaign, because the petition is like a really easy way to let everybody know exactly how many people think that this is something important. And so we have a petition already has how many signatures? I think like 200, 250 maybe. Yeah, so it's already off to a pretty good start. So you guys can definitely sign that. And we've also developed a QR code that can be scanned like through Snapchat or anything. And so when you're making flyers for Pledge Kappa Kappa, or if you're holding events for that, it's really convenient because you can just have the QR code and the link to the petition. And that's kind of like what Pledge Kappa Kappa consists of. And so, yeah, we're also going to be talking about how advocacy can specifically do that. And I think Amla is going to be talking about that.
All right, so Amla, if you wanted to add a little bit about what the advocacy team has been doing for GAPA specifically.
Yeah, so the advocacy team has been working on a couple of things. First, we're having people call their representatives and call their senators and urge them to vote for and support this legislation. So regardless of what state you're in, it's always very helpful if you can call your representatives and encourage as many people as possible to call them. The second thing is, like Ugo talked about, we've been doing a lot of op-eds and we're hoping to get them published, especially in the states where politicians haven't yet spoken out in favor of GAPA or have said that they want to oppose it. We're really hoping to increase public pressure and persuade them to vote for it.
Awesome. So Harleen will now talk about the upcoming lobbying weekend, where we will be, where GAPA is one of the things that we'll be focusing on.
Okay, so basically this weekend on Sunday and then on Monday, we have our lobbying weekend in DC. U.S. stand chapters, participants in stand campaigns, and then partner organizations are invited and will be there. It is again in Washington, D.C. from the 12th to the 13th. On the 12th, you will learn about conflict areas and campaigns, and then prepare for lobbying on Monday, which then you will go on to lobby on Capitol Hill. You'll be lobbying for the Genocide and Atrocities Prevention Act that we were talking about. We will also be lobbying for directing the president to remove U.S. armed forces from unauthorized hostilities in Yemen, and then also the Burma Human Rights and Freedom Act and the Burma Unified Through Rigorous Military Accountability Act. So there's like a variety of issues that we'll be focusing on throughout the weekend, throughout the 2 days, and you'll get a lot of hands-on experience with what STAN does, and you'll also be able to take the experiences back to your chapters. So if you're in the area or you want to travel to DC for this conference, you definitely should. You can register on the PowerPoint that we send out, and there's also emails that have been sent out. And if you need help trying to figure out how to get there, we can definitely help you. You can just shoot us any of us an email.
Yeah. So the last thing we have for you guys today is to kind of show you guys the chapter hub that we kind of keep referencing or sending out in emails, and exactly what's within that chapter hub and how it can help you lead your campaigns and run your campaigns on your campuses. So an example of one campaign would be Pledge Kappa Kappa, and we have like lots of tools for you guys that can help you run these campaigns. So if you follow this link, it'll lead you to the Chapter Hub Google Drive folder, and you'll find lots of different resources here. We have like a sample first meeting PowerPoint for your chapters. We have previous webinars. We have a chapter organizing guide, and as well as a penny pinching guide for like traveling to lobby weekends or conferences. The Pledge Kappa Kappa toolkit will be up here as well. And then we have a folder specifically for our Rise for Rohingya campaign, which we've talked about and covered previously numerous times. And we have our amazing toolkit here. And let me just show you guys an example of like what a toolkit looks like, just because it's so thorough and so helpful for you guys as you lead your chapters. As you can see, it's got a lot of information and like possibly everything you would need to really run a successful fundraiser on your campus. So yeah, so those are some of the things that you'll find. Oftentimes you'll also find photos and images that you can use. These are all associated with the Rise for Rohingya campaign. You can also find banners for social media. These are Twitter banners. And then various different like visuals that you can use as well on your campus. Okay, so that's the chapter hub. It will be updated with this webinar, yeah, and as well as the Pledge Kappa Kappa toolkit. Yeah, so just to kind of like recap, these are your like outreach team go-tos. So whether you're a high school chapter or college chapter, you'd either contact Harleen or Ugo, or if you're a new chapter or a new contact to STAN, you would probably contact me. And if you're interested in advocacy or being a state advocacy lead, you could contact Amala. And these are all our contact and like emails. You can also find these on the STAN website for future reference. But yeah. All right. So I think with that, we will end the webinar. Thank you guys so much for coming to our webinar. It has been great talking to you guys. And as always, let us know if you have any questions. We are easy to reach by email and even phone number. You can find all our contact information on the website. But yeah, have a good evening. Thank you guys for coming. Bye.